Wow, what a performance by Khazmat Chimaev. I gotta speak quietly because my family's sleeping. Um, but wow, I switched my prediction for a reason. Now, I didn't publicly announce it just because I was afraid, like, man, what if I messed up by going against Du-Plessis, the guy that you can never count out? You know, the guy who just kept proving everyone wrong, the guy who's always dangerous. What if I made a mistake? And what if what if my initial pick was right? But I made the right call. I followed my gut and I went with Khazmat. I didn't know exactly how he would win. I mean, I knew he would win by wrestling, but I didn't like have a specific method. I just said he can either finish him early or late, or he can win by decision. And my instincts were correct. Like around fight week, I was just getting bad vibes that Dricus was going to lose. I think I did my prediction video too early, and I just followed the narrative of, if Khazmat doesn't get an early finish, then he's cooked and Dricus comes back late. I was kind of being a sheep following that narrative, but then after some time thinking and rewatching fights, I'm like, you know what? Honestly, Khazmat might actually be able to go 5 rounds. He went hard in the third against Burns. Round 3 against Usman, he was barely tired. He just had a broken hand. That's why he lowered his output. And also, Usman, better wrestler than Dricus Du-Plessis. Burns, better jiu-jitsu than Du-Plessis. So I said, because Khazmat does not have to fear the ground game and DP doesn't have as good of wrestling as Usman, the takedowns will come easier and there's no threat from bottom. The only threat lied on the feet, but Dricus could not stop the takedowns. And from round 1 to 5, it was wash, rinse, and repeat. But round 5 got a little bit ugly, and I got a little scared because Dricus, remember all those memes? Dricus by tomfoolery, Dricus by falling piano, Dricus by painting a tunnel, Dricus by this oughta work. Dude, round 5, Khazmat tried a lateral drop, I think, and fell. Like, Dricus reversed the takedown, ended up on top. I'm like, shoot. Are we looking at a Dricus Du-Plessis comeback? But Khazmat, being the better wrestler, just reversed him. But we gotta talk about Marc Goddard. Somebody fucking fire Marc Goddard. Or at least keep him away from title fights. This guy has ruined so many freaking title fights. So many early stoppages, so many bad calls. Didn't give Adesanya a chance to fight through getting hurt by Pereira. Didn't give Yuri a chance to fight through that against the same guy. Honestly, every time he had Dricus in the crucifix and was landing shots, I mean, fair play. Dricus eventually got out, but you could argue that the ref could have called it from those positions, but whatever, he didn't. But he had no need to stand them up in late round 4 and then again in round 5. Khazmat had these dominant positions he worked hard for. And Mark took him out of his elements, and I knew that was dangerous. Because against a guy like DDP who was getting off the stool and clapping and jumping up and down, DDP was not gassing out. I mean, he was kind of slowing, but not gassing. Khazmat was more tired than Dricus Du-Plessis. Because Khazmat, used a lot of energy, using all those takedowns and clinging on to Dricus, clinging on to the back. That's an energy expending style which was able to work for 5 rounds, but towards the 5th, it started dwindling. But we were a minute away. Khazmat had the dominant position in the full guard. He's not just laying there, he's working. He's chipping away at the body. He's not posturing up and ground and pounding, but he's still working. And Goddard just stands them up? Like, did Marc Goddard just have money on Dricus or something? It seems like he had some sort of bias. And he almost costed Khazmat the win because Khazmat failed a takedown. Dricus climbed over to the back, almost choked him out, was ground and pounding him, and then luckily towards the end of the 5th, Khazmat ended up on top. But that was a scary moment. Against a guy as dangerous as Du-Plessis, if you give him a chance to come back or get back in the fight, he will. And that's why I got so mad at Marc Goddard. Fuck you, Marc Goddard. Dana, the commission, somebody, whoever has a say, has to stop letting Goddard ref title fights. But way to go. Congrats to Khamzat Chimaev. And I'm honestly really happy that Khamzat is champion. It's nothing against Du-Plessis. It's just I love these moments when a fighter has so much hype and potential, and then they finally realize that potential by becoming the champion. Sean O'Malley against Sterling, right? Those kind of fights. I live for moments like that. And it would have been a bummer if Khamzat never fulfilled the prophecy that he created dating back to 2020. DDP didn't have a prophecy. He was just unsuspecting and then out of nowhere became the champion, right? He proved us all wrong. But Khamzat proved us all right, and he needed to. He needed this win. He needed to become champion. Now middleweight. I mean, middleweight has been exciting because we had the chaos of Strickland upsetting Adesanya, DDP becoming the champion, having a couple defenses. But now that Khamzat has ascended, dude, we're going to be looking at a dominant reign as champion, and I do think Khamzat's going to start being active now. I don't think that Khamzat Chimaev is going to be an inactive champ. I think he'll fight again early next year against the winner of Kaio and Mavov, and he smokes whoever wins that fight. As far as DDP, who he should fight next, make him and Anthony Hernandez. Winner of that could maybe be a title eliminator. But man, props to Dricus though for surviving. Let's just give him props because I kept saying if Khamzat gets the back, it's over. Dricus had his back taken so many times. He fought the hands so well. He got out of the crucifix so many times. He survived some of the scariest positions against Khamzat that most people would have folded in. Most middleweights on the roster get finished by Khamzat Chimaev, but DDP survived and was still dangerous. Even in rounds he was getting dominated, I was nervous. I felt the danger. I'm like, dude, if DDP gets up in one moment and Khamzat loses position, it could be trouble. And we saw that in the 5th round. And it did take till round 5 for Khamzat to finally slow. But I'm glad that Khamzat has 5-round cardio, because now we can all shut the fuck up about this narrative that, oh, if you survive the early storm, then you're gonna win. You're gonna win if you weather the early storm, then you'll just rally and beat him just because Burns put up a good fight against a drained Chimaev at 170 and a younger version of Chimaev, a less improved Chimaev. Or just because Chimaev on 10 days notice on a broken hand fought Usman and barely lost the 3rd round. I'm glad Khamzat killed a lot of narratives. And I'm glad he's the champ. I'm kind of talking in circles, but yeah, there's a reason why I changed my pick, and my video where I said I'm starting to doubt my Dricus pick, it aged like wine. I literally said in my breakdown that Khamzat Chimaev could just do what he does in round 1 from round 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that's exactly what he did. That is exactly what he did. And I predicted Khamzat to be champ by the end of the year throughout multiple years, and he never fought for the title. And when he finally got his chance, he ends up becoming the champ. I said Khamzat champ by the end of 2025. And I was right. I'm so glad I was right. I'm so glad I called it. Because I tried to predict it in 2024 because I thought he'd get a title shot and he didn't. But now that he got the shot, he's here, and he ain't going nowhere. I don't think anyone's beating this guy. We have a middleweight Khabib Nurmagomedov. Like, seriously, I don't know who beats this guy at 185. 205 he could lose. He's talking about, moving up to light heavyweight and winning that belt. But middleweights are cooked. If he can actually make 170 again, dude, he kills everyone at welterweight as well. He beats JDM. He beats Shavkat Rakhmonov. He beats Ian Gary. He beats all those dudes. But yeah, I mean, what a night of fights. What a performance by Khamzat Chimaev. Yeah, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I will talk about the rest of this card or the rest of the fights on this card tomorrow, but I gotta go to sleep. But like and subscribe and peace out. And also one more thing, the Fight Island prophecy is fulfilled. Tom or Khazmat was the first of the wave. It was Khazmat, Tom, Ilya, and Dricus, and all four of these guys who debuted in 2020 on Fight Island in the pandemic. All of them became champions. And I could not be happier. I couldn't be happier that all four became champ. And that the prophecy is complete. But anyway, good night. Peace out.